Hey everybody, Morley Scott here along with Eskimo running back Kelvin McCarty, and we're going to talk NFL picks as the playoffs begin this weekend. Oh wait, you're not Kelvin McCarty. Here's what happened. Kelvin McCarty was going to do this with me, and he will be back next week for week 2 of the playoffs, but he went to Banff for New Year's and got snowed in. So Kelvin McCarty, I do have his picks right here. He's texted them to me, so we will go over those later on. Brendan Ulrich's going to sit in with me, noted Cincinnati Bengals fan and NFL expert Brendan Ulrich. So thanks for doing this, Brendan. Appreciate it.
Your next best pick, eh? After the Eskimo to me, we'll see how.
There you go. Exactly. All right. It all gets started. Let's start with the AFC. They have 2 games, Saturday and Sunday, both the AFC and the NFC in action. Let's start with the Saturday game in the AFC, which is the second game on Saturday, and the game I'm excited about because I'm a Steelers fan. Pittsburgh hosting Baltimore. Bitter rivals. Bitter rivals. One of the best rivalries in the NFL right now. The big news today, though, no Le'Veon Bell for Pittsburgh, which is going to change how people think about this game, I'm sure.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell, I mean, Ben can throw it to him, he can hand it off to him, he's so effective with the ball. He really is their focal point of their offense, as much as they use Antonio Brown. So I think that's the X factor for me. No Le'Veon Bell against a tough run defense already in Baltimore means they're going to have to air it out quite a bit. They can double cover Antonio Brown. It's going to limit Ben's options. I take Baltimore. I really don't want to see either of these teams win, though, because I'm a Bengals fan, but hey, I'll take the Ravens.
I'm going to take the Steelers, of course, because I have to. Steelers will win it, although I'm a little worried. They've been so inconsistent this year. Losses to the Bucks, the Jets, and the Saints scare me, although they've been pretty good down the stretch. The Ravens have not been that good down the stretch, so I'm going to take Big Ben over Joe Flacco, hands down. The other game in the AFC is Sunday. You're picking Cincinnati at Indianapolis, I'm guessing.
Yeah, a bit of a homer pick, especially based on the fact that the Colts whooped the Bengals 28-0 earlier this season. But, that was bad Andy. Andy can play, good Andy. Hasn't done it in the playoffs up to this point in his career. But they have a guy named Jeremy Hill who has sort of turned it on down the stretch here. And he's become the focal point of their offense. They handed it to him 25 plus times in this game. I think the Bengals win because the Colts can't stop the run.
I mentioned the quarterback matchup in the other game. I'm going to go the same way this game, quarterback matchup. I'm going to take Andrew Luck over Andy Dalton anytime. In fact, the last time the Bengals won a playoff game, Boomer Esiason was their quarterback. I think they do better with Boomer at quarterback in this game coming up on Sunday as well. All right, so I'm taking Indianapolis. You're taking Cincinnati in that one. Let's switch it over to the NFC now. The game Saturday is probably the game that everyone's going to choose not to watch this weekend. If there's one game you're not going to watch, it's going to be Arizona at Carolina. Carolina, they're in the playoffs. They won a division with a 7-8-1 record, under 500, and are at home because they won the division, playing against a team that had a great start to the year, but a horrible finish, 11-5 for Arizona. Carolina's going to be the favorite, I think, going in. I'm going to pick them just because of the way Cam Newton's played, especially in the last 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, the big reason Newton has turned it on is because Jonathan Stewart, the running back, has sort of taken over the reins. Instead of going with a 2-headed monster, they've given the ball to Stewart, and it's helped make Newton more dynamic. So, Arizona with Ryan Lindley at quarterback, it's not very dangerous. No Carson Palmer, no Drew Stanton. I am going with Carolina because I know their defense will keep it tight. It'll probably be a close game, but I have the Panthers as well.
And their defense is you're right, it's so good. I mean, they reminded me of the Eskimos' defense in that big win over Atlanta. They had 6 sacks and scored 2 touchdowns. So the defense can score points and play pretty well defensively. So we're both going with Carolina on that one. The other game in the NFC is Sunday, Detroit at Dallas. And again, I'm going back to the quarterback matchup. Drew Stafford is playing against a good team on the road. He's never won in that situation before. He's never beaten a plus 500 team on the road in his career. I think he's like 0-16 or 0-17. And Tony Romo, I think, is going to shed the monkey on his back about being a poor playoff performer. And I like Dallas over Detroit in this one.
Yeah, the line battle is going to be intense in this because the Cowboys probably have the best offensive line in the National Football League, and Detroit has probably a top 5 defensive line that can get pressure on the quarterback. So that's the matchup that I'm looking at, despite the fact that there's Dez Bryant, there's Calvin Johnson in this game. I think the defensive line will get pressure on Tony Romo, and I take the Lions. I like what they have overall, defensively and offensively, where the Cowboys are maybe a better offensive team. Their defense isn't that good. So if Stafford can, play decent enough, I think the Lions will upset the Cowboys.
All right, gutsy call. All right, let's look at Kelvin's pick here. Calvin McCarty has sent this in via text. Pittsburgh. Been playing solid ball all the way around, even though Le'Veon's not 100%. Well, he won't be playing in the game. We know that. He's still taking the Steelers. I'm going with Carolina. Defense is getting back to the defense they played last year. Cam has resurrected since the car accident. He says Colts as well. Colts at home, luck usually equals win. I'm taking Indianapolis. And for the final game, he says Calvin Johnson, 200-plus receiving yards would ensure a Lion victory, but I don't see that happening against this Dallas defense. He takes Dallas at home. So Calvin McCarty takes Carolina, Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, and Dallas. Those are the same 4 teams I'm picking.
You guys are boring.
Yes, we are, actually. And Brendan, you're going against the grain a bit. The differences for you, you're taking Baltimore and Detroit along with Cincinnati and Carolina. So there you go. There's some NFL talk for you week 1. Calvin McCarty will dig his way out of the snow, and he will join us in a week's time to talk about the divisional playoffs, which begin next weekend.